fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I think I am visible and audible. There is no scientific explanation or evidence that ghosts really exist. I'm a paradox. I trust in the world of science, yet I have an interest in ghost and paranormal stories. I used to believe in them when I was a child, and I can remember even now how thrilling it was. As a child, I repeatedly wanted my mother to tell me the story of a Tamil woman named Velamma. She was staying in our home in Alappuzha before we bought that house. The neighbors say she was beaten to death by her drunken husband. And the lord of the land had that she haunted our house. The incidents of Velamma being sighted, blood curdling screams on darker night heard were repeated by many. You know, there is always some scary feeling associated with this kind of incidents. But I was getting goosebumps when I imagined Velamma in her white sari roaming around our veranda with her knee-length hair open and simply walks away in the dark amid white fumes. So as a ghost story lover, I would like to open the basket of my stock of ghost stories and let loose a couple of ghosts to you via Zoom. Ghost stories are lots of fun. You need not watch Conjuring or The Nun for that spooky experience. It can be realized even in a serene hostel atmosphere. I stayed in a ladies' hostel near the beach, away from the bustle and hustle of Trivandrum city while I'm doing my masters. My friend Amina and I occupied a double room on the second floor. Actually, it was really too windy outside, so we used to clip our starch saris while dried it on the terrace. In the corner of the terrace was a fairly large room with an attached toilet. That room bore stigma of somebody who was found dead hanging there. Screams, stifled breaths, and the sound of toilet flushing. This testimony of sweeper Saroja was confirmed by many inmates. You know, usually the probable explanation of spooks and spirits might be scarier than the actual ghosts. One evening, Amina and me went up with my batik sari, which was gifted to me by my cousin from Calcutta. And when we reached the terrace, the room was open. It was usually locked. So out of curiosity, I pushed it open and we saw a long clothesline there. Ami, we can spread the sari here today, I said. So after putting the sari on the line, and we turned on the fan, and we got back to our room in the heavy darkness and frightening calmness. Usually we guys get up at 6 a.m. in the morning. But the next day, we woke up only at 7:30. So in the tension of missing the bus, I had forgotten all about my sari. We came back in the evening, had our dinner, and went up to the terrace to pick up my sari. Something strange made both of us tremble with fear. We had never felt such a thing before. We just entered the room. The light was on, and Amina grabbed my shivering hand, and she was shouting like Allah. The fan was turning in its full volume, in its full speed, and hues of red saffron and turmeric and tulsi leaves were covering the entire room. We could see the particles of turmeric and saffron kumkum twisting and whirling in the air. For a moment, both of us turned into statues of stone. However, continuous sneezing helped us. It made us regain our composure and we looked up. Not only my sari, but also the cloth line had vanished. Hand in hand and a chill down our spine. We got back to our room. We ran faster than PT Usha. I could never forget this incident, and it was awashed with trepidation and interpretation until the next Onam celebration at our hostel. We went to the Chala market to buy flowers for putting pookalam. The woman selling marigold was wearing my lost batik sari. You may wonder why I'm so cynical about a poor stranger. I wouldn't have unless my friend Tamina, who was pedantic in remembering faces, recognized her as Sumitra, who was none other than our sweeper Saroja's lookalike sister. Even the real Hitchcock would have bowed in front of Saroja's paranormal activity presentation. Neither did we know that a village woman would be so creative. Ghosts are a trick of the mind when the brain is still half asleep, according to leading experts. But in my opinion, ghosts exist only in our minds. They are a form of negative power created by our own imagination to scare others. I always believe that most experiences are primarily based on fear. Due to certain preconceived ideas about some spooky incidents that may have happened in a place. Yes, it is as human being, it's our fear that's feeding the ghost to grow up in everyone's mind. So we have to free the ghost from our mind, and we should be those with ghosts. And we should move ahead without fear. Thank you all. And I'm a cheers.